at this moment in time, the percentage multiples for somebody doing a buy-to-let, they've also got additional stamp duties, etc., etc. So there's a lot going on right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of P.I.P, People in Property, with myself, Adil from Key Property Consultants. Today, I'll be introducing my colleague Gary, who is actually our Business Development Manager here at Key Property Consultants. He's based out of Penge, but also goes down to Welling and helps the team out with our sales progression, generating leads, wrapping up offers, anything to do with the business. He's pretty much hands-on. But today, the main reason why we have him on the show is so we can talk about how the properties market's going, what this means for first-time buyers, and what we can recommend for first-time buyers to do, really.
Lovely. Well, my suggestion at this moment in time, obviously everyone is familiar with the fact that the interest rates have been rising. We could really do with that slowing down now or stopping. One thing I would always recommend for first-time buyers is to have as much money as you can saved up as a deposit. It's quite essential to not just go to one lender. It's a good idea to get a bit of advice from different places. Don't just take the first person that gives you a mortgage arranging principle. It is good to explore. Obviously, the more deposit you have, the better the deal is going to be.
Just to quickly touch on that, Gary, what Gary's saying as well is I totally agree. Don't go to your bank. Well, you can go to your bank and get their opinion on what they can lend you, what rates they can give. But if you can go to an independent mortgage broker who has access to a wide range of products, where it's not just high street lenders, but also, your building societies as well, then you get a better idea of what
Absolutely.
you get rate-wise.
Absolutely, because the lender himself will have their own period, own prop fees and an own level that they're actually at. So it does make more sense as well.
Yeah, definitely. And the angle of the bigger deposit you pay, the less your repayments are going to be, and the better interest rate you'll get as well. So don't be fooled by all these schemes where they say, 5% for first-time buyers and stuff. You will have very high repayments, and if interest rates rise, you could be left in negative equity, couldn't you?
Absolutely. And also you have to be wary as well, because sometimes you might find a deal there for 1 year, but they're tying you into 5, or there's a situation where it could be for 2 years, and again, still tying you into 5. Do please bear in mind, 12 months of payments can happen very, very quickly. As a first-time buyer as well, please also make sure that you're aware of extra costs as well involved. You've obviously got other parts with your services charges if you're in a leasehold. And again, even for a first-time buyer, it's a nice idea to make sure that you buy a property that has actually got quite a nice lengthy lease of it. You don't want to be stuck with something where you've got to try and do a lease extension. I would say right now as well, you still have, and it's still there for quite some time yet, there's been no mention about it recently, you are in a situation as a first-time buyer, you've got help with your stamp duty. And there will come a time when they start to pull that. So obviously it's good to be aware of that. If you're a first-time buyer and you're in rented accommodation, again, you've got to be a little bit careful right now, because a lot of the landlords have been going back, looking at their finances, or they've come to the end of their tracker mortgage or whatever situation they're in. So some of them have started to come back to people in the rented accommodation, starting to ask for more money, or alternatively, starting to sell the property.
Yeah, we're finding a lot of that, aren't we, Gary?
We are. It's been happening quite a lot. It's been happening in different areas, and through no fault of anyone. It's just that at this moment in time, the percentage multiples for somebody doing a buy-to-let, they've also got additional stamp duties, etc., etc. So there's a lot going on right now. So back to where we were before, the property market, I think, is going to start to level out with properties. Choose the right property. Don't just go for the first thing you see. Have a look at a couple, see the comparables of it, really like the property, and then go for it, and then don't look back.
Yeah, and also when Gary said about put as much money down as possible, he doesn't mean put every penny you have in. You need to keep some in your kitty, because obviously from face value of it, when you buy a property, you don't know what maintenance it may require when you move in, or you may want to make improvements to the property. Then you have your furniture, you have your other bills as well. And like we said, if the interest rate does hike again and you're in a sort of like a short-term fixed term period, and then your mortgage rate goes up and you haven't got any sort of kitty to sort of rely on, you might be a bit in a sticky situation. So yeah, always look for options that you have. Don't settle for the first thing you find, as Gary said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just good. This is just fair advice, just to help set you up in the right direction. It is also important to mention as well, of course, in general, property prices over many years have really and truly sort of gone up. There's going to be the peaks and troughs in the marketplace. If you are intending to stay in a property for some time, when it comes to actually buying another property again, I'm sure you'll be thinking about doing that in the near future, somewhere along the line, then obviously it becomes relative at that time. Providing your mortgage is at the other side of your selling price, you are at least on the ladder, and it's definitely advisable to try and get on the ladder as soon as you can.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen with historic prices anyway, property always tends to go up. Even though you might have 1 year or 2 years where you have a little bit of a dip, in the longer term, it goes up. So what's expensive today is cheap tomorrow, because you'll be having better sort of lending to the ratio of your mortgage to your equity will be better. So then your rate will be better, your repayments will be less, and you're building equity. And then you can hopefully get onto the ladder of getting your next property and building a portfolio out of it as well, if that's something that you want to do.
If there's any inquiries or anything you're not sure of, then do please drop us a line. We'd be only too happy to help you. And we may not be able to come back to you straight away, because it depends on the amount of inquiries we have at any one time. But do feel free just to ask for extra help. That's what we're here for as well. And if we can help you somewhere along the line, even if it's something you're not doing just yet, but something in the near future, do please talk to us. We've been doing this some time now, hence my grey hair. Anyway, I please feel free at any stage. As I say, drop me an email, make a call. You know our company. We're all here for you. So and we would also help you and guide you into some areas that you might but not be sure of. If you're doing a relocation move, it's something that we can sit down with for you and just give you some ideas.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Gary, thank you for your time and for your insights, something that we tend to do day in, day out, really. But guys, this is more so for you. If there are any topics that you would specifically like to see either myself or Gary talk about, or both of us, or more of the team, then please let us know. Drop us a comment below. We're also happy to give you advice. We don't charge for our advice. You can come into either of our offices. You can give us a call. You can drop us emails. You can catch us on social medias, any platform. And on that note, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, leave us a comment, and make sure you subscribe so you can keep receiving posts and notifications of when we've got our next episode. See you on the next one.
Yeah, very again soon.